clear 50, you could test 75, 75. If you open below 75.35, then it can be a lot choppier and the upside can be a little bit more difficult. So far rejecting that area, that'll be the pivot for the day. And if you fail to clear 75.35 and see continuation lower, 74.90, just positioning there, 74.90 would be a support I would watch. Otherwise, we could see an early range between 74.90 and 75.35.
Cool. Thank you so much, Matei. Here, Matei, is he speaking?
My bad. I
I
was
can't hear
on
him
mute.
either.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
No worries. Yeah, no worries.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so gap down in memory after a 1 day bounce. Something that we noticed yesterday is some of the memory names a bit weaker on the bounce. AMD was a lot stronger. But so getting a gap down today. What's interesting to me is on SNDK, we've got the 50-day right here that we tested in a pre-market and currently is testing right now, and then 1600 as a psych level just below it. So while we are, gapping lower and this looks weak, I am interested in both directions on this trade. So the 1600 was also a previous all-time high. So basically, what we're looking at is a potential failed breakdown or reclaim of the 50-day for longs. And if that fails, if we fail 1600 decisively, a move about 100 points lower would be the target into 1500. Pre-market structure, pretty textbook for an opening drive or front side short at the moment. Volume's not super great, but it's a pretty big gap down. So 100 points, nothing to sneeze at. So not super confident around the open on these trades at the moment. So I want to kind of see, especially with the higher time frame context. So I kind of want to just see how they respond initially and then pivot from there. So that's the main thing. I'll be watching, SNDK pretty close because the 50-day is right there. But then AMD, NDIS, MU, I'll be watching all of those, see if there's anything specific that sets up today on that trade. So that's gonna be my main focus.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, let's run through the list here quickly. AMD gapping down below 526 is worth watching. This continuation lower below yesterday's highs, pretty much. Really strong day yesterday, closed near the middle of that candle. So, yeah, watch for either continuation or dip below yesterday's lows, recover, and then maybe a reversal back towards those 550s. Eli Lilly looks good on the daily, still sitting in this bull flag, couple inside days. I think this this one is likely resolving to the upside. It's been harder to time, but I think it's getting very, very close. So above 1230 is what I'm looking at. BA, we haven't talked about BA in a while. It's been sneaking higher over the last couple of days. It's pretty strong. Two candles on the daily. And if you just go on the weekly or monthly, it looks, kind of closer to maybe breaking towards those 300. So BA, a continuation move. It did that yesterday, and so I would be looking for that today. It's 235, 236 is important on the daily. I have SPX 7552 as a trigger for upside. I think if you could break above that, we are on our way higher. Tesla, I feel like this could have been maybe in the top couple of names to watch, and I'll be watching this 420. We barely closed above the 200-day, but we did yesterday after a huge move yesterday. With that said, it's still an inside day to Friday's ugly candle. So I would watch for that kind of breakout above 420 towards that 433, 435. Once we break above 435, I think we can see that bigger move, like on higher time frame, monthly, weekly. We can see new highs. So I like that move yesterday after that ugly move on Friday. Let's see if bulls could step on it and keep pushing it higher. Another kind of big winner yesterday was Apple. Continuation to that Thursday move, and right near all-time highs. Been a real strong name within the Max 7 names. I'm expecting this to test all-time highs. Netflix is another within the Max 7 that's been better. Definitely not the same look as Apple or Tesla. I think structurally on the daily looks good. Inside day to look for. As long as we're holding that 75, 76 area, I think we could break that yesterday's highs and we could see a little bit of an expansionary candle to the upside. Hood above 120 is what I'm looking for. Not a whole lot more to say there. IBM, I would like a test of 300. So a little bit of a check back, hold of 300 could be a nice little reversal. See a nice little bit in software still. Within that space, PANW leader just keeps pushing higher. So, momentum traders watch PANW, MDB above 360, 365. I think 365 is very defined. So 360 could be a nice little dip buy. I don't hate IBM, MDB. It's a harder name because of the um, spreads and so on, but I do think this one is very, very close. Another software name here, Snow. Watching this one above 270. It is right near yesterday's highs, but 270 is an important level. So you can watch yesterday's highs or 270 break. Just looking at the 10-minute chart, you can see that we're fairly extended here in the pre-market. So I'd maybe look for a shallow dip on this one, or if it does see some volume, break of that yesterday's highs and go. I think something to scalp maybe. And then lastly here, Reddit. This was a name that a lot of you guys were watching yesterday. So just wanted to kind of add it here. Above 208 for me is a better play for continuation. There's a nice little gap above to look for a fill on. It would be that January kind of gap fill to look for. And if we do hold 200, if we could, in the first 30 minutes, hour, hold that 200, it could start kind of rotating back towards those highs of yesterday, especially with the bullish market. All right, so I have, I guess favorites today for me would be keeping on Tesla momentum, Apple continuation as well. And then I'll be curious to see what some of these software names do in addition to SPX. We've had a few good trades SPX the last few days, so I'll be kind of continuing that. Sarang, are you here? Yes,
Yeah,
yes. How's it
morning
going?
everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, going good, going good. So I think you guys covered really good names today. So I like the memory name like Micron and SNDK. But apart from these two, I like ARM on a daily time frame. If you look at the ARM structure, this 307 area is a key pivot. Yeah, yeah, 307, yeah, around 300. Yeah. Yeah, something around that level I'm watching. So we have a nice pre-market structure also. Uh, and yesterday we had an inside day as well. So what I'm watching is break below 306. Uh, we'll be looking to play 290 puts on ARM. Second ticker I like is STRL. STRL also has a similar structure, and we had an inside day yesterday, followed by a big red day. So day before yesterday we had a big red day, and we had a yesterday was an inside day. So and this area is very key level. 700 area is a very key level and very defined one. So what I'm watching is break below 700, and there is no support. Below that, if we hold below 700, there is no support on the STRL till maybe 600 or so. So this one is looking nice, but the premium, I don't know. I never traded this ticker, but I was watching for upside, never traded. So now we'll watch for a downside trade on this one. Yeah. So next one I like Microsoft. So Microsoft is actually this 391, 392 area is yesterday we had a big sell and we recovered today. So the
Hmm.
pre-market structure is also looking nice on Microsoft. So what I'm watching is break of above 393, so targeting 398 to 400 on Microsoft.
Yeah, I like that
That's it
level. I was
for
watching it yesterday, but it didn't
uh,
really play out, but it could today. Good eye.
the structure is also looking nice, but only
Yeah.
caveat is the market is looking gap down. So I don't have much confidence on playing the upside trades today. Uh, Next one, I like Amazon. Amazon actually, if you look at the daily structure, so we had almost four inside day on Amazon. After that, a big green day, and then we had a four inside day. So I don't know it will trigger it or not today, but I like about 249.50 area. If we reclaim that area, so I like the trade above it, targeting minimum 255 to 257 on Amazon.
Hmm.
Meta is also a day two continuation. I think yesterday we all were watching above 600, so we are like back above 600. So let's see how it goes. So upside actually, I would like to take an intraday pattern rather than taking any opening drive today because
Mhm.
market is capped down. But yeah, downside, I like Micron also. Let's say if we reject front side short around 950, 955 area, I like to take a short on Micron also. Yeah, I think those are the ticker I'm watching. So mostly memory stock for downside and other mega cap stock for upside.
Yeah, very good. If I can just bring one name into the fold here, it would be DOCN, Digital Ocean. Just released that they're expecting 2Q revenue growth to accelerate to 29%. It's up almost 15% here. No real structure pre-market. The headline just dropped not too long ago. Just maybe something to watch intraday for some sort of development. Last earning it gapped up and it's holding on to that gap nicely and now pushing higher. So 150 is psych level, but it's also the 50-day moving average. Let's see if you could kind of make a turn here to the upside on the daily. Okay. Um, sorry, JPM banks earnings starting next week. So JPM near all-time highs into that, looking very strong. GS, nice little hold of the 1,000 level and back up higher. And yeah, these are looking good. I mean, let's see if they run them into it.
Take a look at Schwab.
SpaceX, Schwab.
Yeah, SCHW.
Yeah, looks great. Looks great. Couple good days. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Let's see what they do with these. So, yeah, another one to look for today would be maybe SpaceX. Okay. So a couple of things with this one. Um, if it officially joins the Nasdaq 100 today, and it might catch a bid. We'll see. Maybe some intraday momentum. Um, so just something to watch. I believe it's going to be only like 1% of the Nasdaq 100 in terms of weight, so it's not going to have too much weight. It's going to be interesting to see what it does today. It is trading right below that 160. So I'll be watching SpaceX on the side, just kind of like if we start seeing some momentum, or we can maybe pivot to that. It's been a trickier name though. So, Matej, do you mind taking over for a bit? I gotta go do the thing before the open, please.
Sure. If there's
Cool, thank you,
any
sir.
names that you guys would like to keep looking through, just drop them in the chat. Service now looks good. Upside again. It's a software play. Space Monkey was talking about MDB, Snow. Now a lot of these look really good. I would say day trading them lately a little bit more difficult. Um, but for position trading, swing trading, trend trading, look really good. So this one I think got a little ahead of itself, ServiceNow, and is now trying to come back on the right side again here. So we're above the 50 and 100, so that's a positive. 200 days still a bit above us. That's where we rejected on that big impulse higher in June. So looking pretty good as long as the market stays healthy, I like the play for a swing. What was the other one? RKLB downside. Yeah, I think these are just indigestion. They, got a lot of a lot of flows start of the year. It's kind of like a big 2026 trade, I think, just in general. Got a little bit emotional into these highs and has been kind of stuck in this downtrend. So let's look at the averages, see where we're at. Below the 50, near-term momentum still trending lower and pointing down, but we have the 100-day just below us, some previous highs that it's now back testing. So this could be actually an interesting spot that attempts to put in a little bit of a higher low and maybe start to carve out this right side. For downside, I would watch this 89, really 90, 89 and change, this low from June 29th. If you break below that, you can see a gap fill to 86. ARM, we talked about Serang, went through that one. Looking at this downside as a downside candidate, 306, 307, really important spot. And a lot of these we're in a mode where, and it's probably a lot to do with the summer ball, but where it's a lot of position trading. You kind of have to be positioning for the moves. A lot of trend trading, I think, will play out. So something that I've been thinking about a lot in terms of trying to position. AFRM was as well. I'm on Netflix. It actually has some pretty good volume here. So, strangely enough, looks pretty good pre-market structure. I would watch this high 77.81 from yesterday. Break above that, you could see some momentum start to pick up. This has been a pretty dead stock for a while. So, if this turn continues to hold on dips, we have a nice little inside day. This is a good candidate, a nice technical setup. The market holds up. I like it. It's a good one. A bit same, in the software space today. Keep an eye on Microsoft as more or less the kind of signal in a way for this trade, and not necessarily to trade it directly, but we've noticed when Microsoft has had some good trades, but when it's holding up well, uh, then some of the other names can catch some really good momentum. So that's just a small nuance to pay attention to. Snow in particular, just watch 268. It's all about 268 for a push back to 75. This has been a name that has attempted to see a change in character several times over the last, really, for a while now, for a couple years. I think once it can finally get going through 280 area, we could see a push to 300 and maybe a little bit of a different trading environment for this name. But it's been a pretty controlled name that gets sold on pops. That starts to change and actually catches some ground, which it's attempting to do. It could be a good one to focus on. But for today specifically, 268 is key. D-Dog, another one. This one looks a bit better. So just look at where this is positioned. Almost same pattern as Snow, but it's positioned at highs, right? It's like a bit of a cup and handle up at the highs versus a stock like Snow that's kind of a little bit more so dead that's trying to recover. Um, so yeah, this one is sort of just in the middle here, but set alerts around 271. Even the prior day high, if you get back above 262 and move back to that 271 as a trade, and then you have this high around 279 above. So this is a good one to focus on. Technically looks good. Let's see, we've got Eli Lilly. We talked about PLTR. So we talked about this yesterday a bit. Watch 135, pretty key. Nice V-shaped recovery and bottoming formation here. Uh, Check out the averages. Just as I figured, we're right on the 50. So we rejected the 50-day yesterday. A reclaim of the 50 can give us a nice push toward that 140 next. So again, this is in that same category basket of names that have been a bit harder to day trade specifically, but if you're positioned for the moves as like a trend trade, I think those can start to really play out over the summer in general. Same kind of vibe with Mag 7 names in general. So comment FISV. Uh, don't really see anything too much here. This is a pretty dead looking chart. I'm assuming that they must have gotten some kind of catalyst. That's why it's being brought up. It's a little bit of a bump in the pre-market. One thing I'd want to look at on a name like this is short interest. It's super low, as I kind of thought it would be. Yeah, not a whole lot to say here. This is a pretty dead looking chart. So you would need to see a really strong catalyst for this to look better. Let's see. Potential buyout news is the catalyst. Okay, so I mean, the play with something like that, as long as you're okay with the risk, would be just kind of buy the rumor with a little bit of risk, and then see if you're right. I mean, it's not like a very typical playbook for us, but if you have some cash and you're okay with the risk, you could buy some calls.
I'm back. You can keep going. Just letting you know.
All right. AMD. So yeah, this is on our focus. Well, memory. It's included in memory. This is breaking that 526. So this is significant because it's a prior day low. After a really nice day. Now, the one thing I would say is something just seems a little off about this trade in general. Not, I mean, AMD and the whole group really. So I'm going to have a bit of patience with this. One thing I would say is, it's kind of rare for me to lean upside when this is the type of action we're getting. But something about this trade is firing off some alarms in my head. So I'm going to be really cautious for the downside. One thing in particular here with AMD on this flush, as we get into the open, stocks like to bottom with speed. So when you flush like this, it can often create that liquidity for a reversal higher. So I would actually look out for that 526, 527 prior day low reclaim, for a potential long. Now, if we just keep selling and get under 505, 506, then that's a little bit more convincing to me. So we'll watch it close, but we don't need to rush a trade, rush a signal. I'm not planning to trade open direct, so I'm just going to keep going through a couple names here. Space Monkey gets ready for the open.
Yep.
Google, looking good. Again, same basket as like PLTR and some of these other names. They're just good to be positioned for. Look for buys on dips into the trend. NBIS, watch 200. It's the same category as that memory trade. Looks good for downside. This was on the list under 206 yesterday. We're gapping below a lot of the triggers that I wanted for today for downside. That's why I'm going to take the open slower today.
Yeah. A couple of these moves are already kind of hatching here. Eli Lilly near all-time high. Tesla, nice little turn. How's the RSI on Tesla?
Let me check here.
If you can get a red to green move there.
It's good. Yeah, volume's
Yeah.
not great, but that doesn't necessarily have to matter. Um, yeah, it's got plenty of energy for upside on the RSI.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm. All right, guys. Reminder: SNDK, the 50-day is around 1645. We swept down
We'll
to that
take that.
1600.
Quick move here, guys. Tesla's trying to go red to green here. The 200-day.
Like the risk reward on SNDK, if we reclaim the 50-day, again 1600 as a first attempt, a potential long. Pull up the chain here. Let's see.
Guys, watch Tesla. Sorry, Apple. Nice little turn. Huge dip down. They bought it up now, testing those highs. Could be nice scalped into all-time highs above the 315 and change PM high. SPX almost filled that gap. Testing
Yeah, so it's
35.
important. We opened below 35 and now we're testing it. So you're going to have to see us clear and hold above that for upside today. It's a possible rejection spot. It's a higher risk look for a short. It's fairly thin below us, risking, 5 points above 35 or so.
Eli Lilly sold off a bit here. Let's see if it can come back nicely. Pretty volatile open here. Feels pretty light out there. Whippy.
Watching SNDK 1800 calls on a 1645 reclaim, risking 1600. Premiums are pretty expensive. You could trade one of the cheaper names in sympathy.
Mm. Microsoft really strong, triggering a PM high 393 area.
Pretty weak reaction on memory. AMD lower, SNDK down to 1600 here.
Microsoft really strong. Looks like we can move towards 400 on that. We'll see how it does if it backtests PM high here. Microsoft broke that level I was watching yesterday, but yesterday was a very weak day. It came back today.
Good, very strong.
Hmm. Nice little dip and hold of that bottom of the PM range. So they're bidding that up. Watch Google, see if it holds this 366 PM low here.
Microsoft 399s +1.
Yeah. Yeah, it's backtesting that 393 PM high area here.
Rejected 35 there. So you'd be cautious on the upside until SPX is above 35. It's thin below the first support, 75.10 or so. Positions
Let's call
starting to
out.
grow below it.
Really, let's call out on that 35. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, we haven't seen that open right below the charm flip in a little bit, but that was
Okay.
pretty clear rejection.
Watch SpaceX here. See if you can sweep that 156 area. I don't know. Let's see. SNDK 1600 area, right?
Yep. Pretty heavy. The downside
Hmm.
looking good, but I'm curious to see if they try to sweep it.
Hmm. Microsoft is holding the PM high here so far. The market is pretty weak, so I'm just kind of watching. So Google did sweep that 366 area. Actually, nice turn here. Watch that 370 to break. Really nice there. Meta fairly strong as part of the Max 7 names. Above PM high here as well. UNH, strong day. Eli Lilly holding up okay. Let's see if they push through that 1240. right, so let's see if Apple goes green to red here. It's testing that green to red area.
But I'm gonna try this SNDK long here. And if they just sell into this, it'll be a pretty quick cut. But I'm just curious if they can hold this sweep 1600. So giving it a shot. Or validation would be a reclaim of the 50-day on 1645.
Watching Tesla 425, if you can hold this here. Tesla 415. Meta strong move, guys, through the 610, 615 above. Microsoft, I don't hate those 395s if we keep holding here and market turns. Trying to be patient here. Meta, really nice. Don't like this area. Google, really nice hammer bar here on the daily, guys. Google looks good. If you could break that 370, something to watch. We're testing that 370 here. right, so I'm in Google here. I like the relative strength. Smaller positions 370, fairly close to the money. If you start breaking below 368, I'll probably exit this. That's the 9 on 10. All right, see if you could break PM highs here. See if Google can push through here. See, Nvidia's trying to hold here and push. Microsoft fail. All right, so Google 50-day moving average around 372 and change, so that'll be my target. But I just got filled a third here. My next exit would be around that 50-day. Irrelevant of the percentage, I will take some off on that 50-day moving average test. Meta, strong move. CDK, nice secondary hold of this. Second time it holds that 1600. Google got close to testing the 50-day. Let's see if we get another test of it.
I just bought 75.25 and 7,500 put spreads debit. I'm expecting
Mhm.
the market to potentially move head towards 7,500.
Thank you. So I just got filled here another 1/3 Google, a little slow. So just took some off. And basically testing that 50-day here. So I'll leave some in case we break. I'm okay with quicker trade here. Okay.
Yeah, really, really
Little,
quick move.
yeah, nice turn. Yep. It's a big daily kind of breakout, guys. Nice little validation of that breakout too here. Breaking into new all-time highs, breaking out of that bull flag on the daily. So watch those 1300s, maybe 1250. Sorry, not 1250, 1280. All right, nice little momentum here, Google. Kind of going against the market here, Google. That's why I took some off earlier, just because the market wasn't looking great. But playing out nicely. Watch myself above 393 on this move here. Eli Lilly starting to push. All right, Google breaks below PM lows. Sorry, highs around 370. I said that last third, otherwise I'll just hold it. I don't want to see an attempt to recover the 50 and fail as the market is pushing lower here. IWM extremely relatively weak here intraday. QQQ is down the most though. CoreWeave crossing 82.69. CoreWeave. It's a downside alert. See if Microsoft here. I'd be interested in Microsoft actually here on this turn above 393 after a big dip recovery, going relatively strong against the market. I'd be curious to see what it does here. Keep an eye on
Stopping out
Microsoft,
at
guys.
SNDK here, all out at 26. It's about 20%.
Good job managing. Microsoft going for the PM high. See if we can break the high day here. Could see 400 today. Market is very heavy.
Yeah. All the positioning continues to grow below us. 74.90, 74.60 all growing since the open. Very, very tough to clear 20, 30, 35, all of that above us. I would stay short as long as we're below 35.
30-minute candle is diverging on the delta. Pretty big, actually. Just kind of as an aside. Come on, Google. Google, Microsoft look good. I think Meta looks good too. Near highs. A little bit of Max 7 strength here. Some of those names, not Apple, for example. Tesla, extremely weak. Back to that 412 area. Could be a nice little dip area to take some off. All right, took some off here. Cool. Just holding runners. Tesla free falls. CoreWeave breaking lower. SpaceX heavy back to 150 too. See if SPX 710 here gets tested soon. So QQQ is back to testing last week's, so Thursday lows around the 707. If we get there, something to watch. I like Microsoft for a roll, guys. Just as an aside, I think it could really start pushing here. It allows. It's already doing a lot of work here. Some of the targets above Microsoft would be 401, 400, and then 46, 47 above. 409, 410 area recovered. I think we can see easier trading circumstances there, but looking pretty good. Anybody took those 395s, called them out as a potential move. Holding PM high, dip. That dip is what I call dip fuel. It's a liquidity grab of sorts. And then that relative strength was really nice. Nice short. I think IV took a short, right? Or am I imagining things? But nice little call out. All right, so I'm gonna hold the rest of Google because at this point it's okay. For you guys that are trading a little more actively, watch that PM high 370 area. If it fails, could be ugly. All right, nice little test of 75.10 here, SPX. Trying to hold here. Nvidia's not making new lows. Nvidia's holding up fairly strongly, still red, but just watching the PA price action. Watching Microsoft here. Yeah, talk about 415 here. Nice little sweep of the PM low, hold of that 412 area. Nice Tesla comeback here. Second ship hit in the Strait of Hormuz. Can't be good, guys. Nvidia is holding up nicely, just price action wise. Are we at? Did we sweep overnight lows, Jay? I think we did, right?
Yeah, we're below them now.
Okay. Thank you.
As long as we're below 20 and 28-ish on SPX, the upside's going to be harder.
Mhm.
74.90 is the first great
Mhm.
spot I'd like to try along, but
Mhm.
that 74.60 has to close, otherwise we'll probably eventually get there.
Mhm.